guys know I follow Julian Assange in regards to keeping information up or keeping up to date with the case involving Assange in the embassy, the Ecuadorian embassy. So recently, President Moreno of Ecuador has come out accusing WikiLeaks of being responsible for a corruption scandal that has taken place involving him. But I started to look into the case itself, meaning get into the details of what the corruption. It was kind of this it was this odd web that was offshore, and I realized that was less important than what he was claiming that WikiLeaks intercepted phone calls, dispensed information about what was in his bedroom. This is utterly bizarre, but is also accusing WikiLeaks of being responsible for, you can say, this information or this uproar involving him in this corruption scandal. I would make the case to say this is a pretext for expulsion. WikiLeaks also has jumped to this conclusion. They responded to him saying that this is utterly absurd, and he's using WikiLeaks as somewhat of a political he's using WikiLeaks as almost as a way to try to pass over the fact that it's possible he's corrupt. Think of it as think of Donna Brazile being caught by Jordan Sheridan, and she's making this case of that's Russian propaganda, so you shouldn't be looking into it. He's trying to tarnish the information by associating with WikiLeaks. It's utter nonsense. Utter and complete nonsense. Let's take a look at the story itself. I'm going to go through the New York Times one because this is straightforward to the point and there's not a huge amount to it. There was no evidence that he attached to this. He just asserted it as if it was reality. And this is the beginning and end of it. Moreno potentially has some kind of illicit business dealings, comes out saying that WikiLeaks was responsible for this uproar about these potential illicit business dealings, and saying that WikiLeaks was responsible for the uproar over this. And you can imagine if you're saying that WikiLeaks intercepted your communications, this was dispensing information. Julian Assange is only a stone's throw away, not even that far away, from the organization itself. If you are accusing WikiLeaks of doing this, that is only a gateway to get to Julian Assange. Let's read the story. Ecuadorian President Lenin Moreno is blaming WikiLeaks for recent allegations of corruption in local outlets and publications of family photos to social media. In a speech to Ecuadorian Broadcasting Association on Tuesday, Moreno accused WikiLeaks of intercepting phone calls and private conversations as well as photos of my bedroom, what I eat, and how my wife and daughters and friends dance. Moreno provided no evidence, but the speech reflected ongoing tensions between WikiLeaks and founder Julian Assange and his host at the Ecuadorian embassy in London. WikiLeaks, in a statement, called Moreno's charges completely bogus, saying it reported the accusations of corruption against the president only after Ecuador's legislature investigated the issue. If President Moreno wants to illegally terminate a refugee publisher's asylum to cover up an offshore corruption scandal, history will not be kind, WikiLeaks said in a statement. Assange's defense team suggested on Twitter that Moreno was trying to use the scandal to pressure the WikiLeaks founder. That's exactly what he's trying to do. I have a scandal. I'm potentially corrupt. I know. The stone in my shoe, as I've called it. I'm just going to use him as my gateway, my political device of political expedience to try to get out of the scandal and to try to get Assange out of that embassy. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to work. And whether it works or not. It's kind of low. This seems like I don't know why this is going to work. I mean, on its face, this seems like he's trying to use this. I've been to Ecuador. I don't necessarily know what the Ecuadorian public thinks about Julian Assange, for being honest. I should have asked. I should have been more inquisitive about this. I do know what they think about their presidents. Not much. Not much. I don't know how cynical they are, but I would imagine anybody with even an ounce of cynicism about the political process can totally see when a president is trying to cover himself by using something else in order to distract and kind of wag the dog. But in this case, using WikiLeaks, as you can say, the thing of distraction. I'm going to end this here because I have other stories, and this one is not all that long. It's just kind of an update of ongoing tensions between Julian Assange and the government of Ecuador, the place to which he is using for asylum. Thanks all. I'll see you in a few.